Well, it says I'm live, but supposedly you're not going to be able to see me. My energy goes... Oh, thank you. So, guys, can you at least hear me? I do have my camera on. Supposedly, this is not working properly. Okay, well, yeah, okay, you can hear me. I do not know what the hell happened. Hey, Joe. You don't have access to this feature. No shit, Sherlock. Why? Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, hi guys. Welcome to Restore Belief. I guess you're not seeing me because I don't have the mind to... I've had a horrible headache and migraine for the last 2 weeks actually, and it comes and goes. So this is one of the nights where it's been on. I've pretty much canceled out of everything, and I went, well, maybe I can do it today. Anyway, sorry guys. I don't know what the hell just happened. What Monk said, yeah. Just go with it and pretend you're on radio. Yeah, no shit. That's the way to go, I guess. Anyhow, whoa, on the radio. Oh my god, that brings back memories, Joe. Oh, holy cripes. Anyhow, welcome to my crazy channel right now. Yeah, I don't know what that is all about. Go away. Computer stuff. Anyhow, ask questions. Let's see if I can get this going. Huh. Ask away. Oh, 2 minutes ago, Eric got the oh my god, my stomach. Eric got the S4 bunker up. I know that's a sore subject, Joe. I'm sorry. Anyway, so let's see if we can get this thing a rocking and a rolling. No, I don't want to sign out. I don't want to switch accounts. I'm trying to figure out how to do this, and it's obviously not... Yeah, I know, sweetheart. Okay, well, I guess I have no idea how to change this. Oh, bummer. I had a friend of mine had that happen, and nothing took place with the skunk. Bummer says a skunk was walking right up to me tonight. That is not the first time that's happened. Hey, lovey love. Please rub the like button for just a second. Yeah. Yeah, no spray. Pepe Le Bomber. Oh, dear God. Oh, if you'd see my face, it'd be bright red. Hot shower and then cold shower, trying to get rid of this partial get rid of this headache. Anyway, all right, so let's see if we can hit manage. Wildlife always runs right up to me. It's weird. That actually speaks volumes. Little Cam 51, subscribe to your channel. Hey, thank you, whoever you are, Little Cam. Most appreciated. Welcome to the 7 who are either in chat or are supposed to be watching. I guess tonight is not going to be a night where you're watching. I don't know what the hell happened. Anyhow, mammals rule. Yeah, they do. Enjoyed tonight's guest. What did you guys think of him on SOR tonight? Love you, love. Hey, baby, I'm going to hug you so hard because you need it, sweetie. Oh, bummer. So let's do it like they do on Discredit. Oh, my God. Bummer. Oh, God, that's funny. Hey, Tim. Ken Desiree put a straight jacket on Derek. I would pay mini super chats for that. Ouch. 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 That's actually really funny. Oh, my goodness sake. Anyhow, Welcome to the always rather interesting experience on this channel. So hit me up. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? I would kid if. Oh my God, I'm not repeating that last word. Bummer. No, that wasn't Bummer. That was Derek. No. Oh my God. Yeah. No, that was Simon. Okay. All right. See, I'm not reading correctly tonight. This is going to be interesting. You never know what the hell comes out of this mouth. Oh, dear God. That could be anything. Oh my God. We did the dance in the driveway here as teens. It was great, but sounds horrible now. Yeah, we had a street. Actually, I'd take that back. We used to go up to Whidbey Island and dance in the woods until you heard Bigfoot. And yes, there are Bigfoot up on Whidbey Island. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. Bomber Simon, I'm no princess, but I do attract wildlife. Yeah, so do I. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, dear God. Love you, love. Dancing around a fire is best, but in the woods is necessary. Right? The F on sister. Right on. Totally in agreement with that one. Just to have fun, flip the music up as loud as you can. Let's talk about why Bigfoot are attracted to Bomber. Oh. Well, Bomber. Yes, lads. I was just going to say. I hadn't looked up at that yet. Big feet love big. That's what I was just going to say. Girl, you got to big. Simon the Likeable. What's on your mind tonight, Nikki? Oh my God. That's actually a good question, Simon. What is on my mind? Well, let's see. I got an injection in my left hip from ETs that showed up yesterday. Isn't that nice? And you know my face when I say something like that. Oh my God. Yeah, I was going through a really rough patch with the headache, and the next thing I know, I'm getting jabbed in the hip, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Anyway, I'm like, what's this for? No response. What's this for? No response. What's this for? You already know. I do not fucking already know. What the hell do you mean I already know? You already know. And I'm like, doesn't mean I remember. And then they're gone. And I'm like, well, they're gone out of my living room. They ended up in my kitchen and in my dining room. Anyway, so that's what's been on my mind. Like, if I could classify this headache migraine, which is actually getting better because of the heat and the ice of the shower. Although the nausea is a little bit much, but it's not as bad as it was earlier. Hips don't lie, I've heard. No, they don't, Tim. Yeah, I'm like I'm gonna freaking remember this. Seriously? Come on, ETs. You gotta consciously tell me this stuff, man. I'm to the point where I'm so over it. But it is, ouch. It is what it is. It's how it is. It is my life. Take it or leave it. So Oh, now what is this lovey love? She says, I mean, other than hardcore belly laughing and orgasms. Ooh, both are really good. Although really bad together. Really bad together. Eh. Okay, I gotta go back and look at this one. Okay, dog face, Simon. Fear boner's back. Oh dear God. Let's see. Work them abs. Never seen bomber, so I can't comment. I love you, love. I'm not repeating that one. Love you, love. Bomber. I need an injection in my right shoulder and right hip, presumably related. Dear aliens. Formal request. Right the hell on, Bomber. I understand that. I honestly don't know what the hell they were doing to me. So Joe says, I threw a quarter at Bomber's ass and got back 2 dimes. And oh my God, I should not have read that. Oh, Joe. Jeez. Tim, hips don't lie, I've heard. Dancing to love you, love. Dancing to good music is best exercise. FYI, we should all do it more. Frickin' men. I agree with that. Love you, love. Dogface. Tim, no one taught Bigfoot camouflage. Oh dear God. Love you, love. I mean the other. Oh yes. Okay. Joe, I have video of a cloaked Bigfoot on my channel, right in my ear. Yes, you do, dear Joe. You most certainly do. You're an angel, dog face. I'm an angel. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm. Oh dear. I love you guys. You crack me up. Oh my God. Okay, Lovey Love. We need to move to the music. Yes, I fully frickin' agree, Lovey Love. To allow ourselves to feel music, not just listen. Okay, so Lovey Love, when you're talking about allow ourselves to feel the music, I fully frickin' agree with you. Get into binaural beats, and what happens is your body, you can actually elevate your, and I'm sure you already know this, but you can actually elevate your frequency. God, see, this is what happens when I get a headache and migraine. I already have problems with this. I don't need more of this shit. But you can elevate your frequency and energy by listening to specific kinds of music, and it can help, especially if you ouch, sorry guys, ouchie, back of my head, knock it off. Especially if you mix eating a specific kind of food to create endorphins in your brain. Oh dear God, Tim, how much have you had to drink tonight? Oh man, we need to listen to the talk. Yeah, music is life, says Dogface. Yes, it most certainly frickin' is. Cue my daddy's song, Moon Dance. Love you, love, says Dogface. Damn right. Right on. I mean, oh dear God. Joe. It's a wonderful night for a moon dance. Oh my God, yes it is. Actually, in the Seattle area, no, it's not. It's wet and cold. If it were warm and wet, then hell yeah, go out and stomp butt ass frickin' naked in the rain, in the moonlight. Matter of fact, if you did that in the mountains, in certain mountains in this state, you would have, I'm sure, quite a few Bigfoot chiming in and enjoying the view. That's a wonderful dance for a moonlight. Moon night, yep. But let's see, Bomber Simon, are you reading my mind? I was just thinking that. The moon is bright and beautiful tonight. Yeah, it's a bit wet here. It's only going to get wetter tomorrow, which really sucks. So, but one of the things that I used to do is I used to go out into hello to the 9 people that have come in. Unfortunately, I don't have video tonight. I supposedly did something and cannot get it back. So, if I could figure it out, have a brain to figure the frick it out, I would, and you'd be able to see me. Bright red face. Oh, bright red face and bright green eyes, actually. When I get a headache and a migraine, my eyes go really deep but very bright green. Anyway, it's funny enough, I'm wearing a blue shirt that accentuates the green, which I didn't even think about until just now. Hello, 9 people. Very nice to see you here. Yes. Let's take a walk around the lake. Oh, I love lake walks. Beach walks, lake walks, night walks. They're just, especially when you get a nice light breeze. Really sweet. Really sweet. Yeah, love you, love. The beach is my place. Amen, sister. Oh, I freaking agree with that. One of my favorite places used to be, oddly enough, up by Whidbey Island Naval Base. There's a beach up there. One side is a lake called Cranberry Lake, and the other side is a beach, which of course now I just lost the name of it out of my head. I want to call it West Beach, but that's not it. Anyway, and Wunderbar used to be my favorite. And then you get on the ocean, Washington's coastline, and anywhere along the Oh my God, hang on a minute. Getting lightheaded, folks. Hello. And there we go. Washington and Oregon coastline are some of my favorite beaches. Although I do have to say Tonga and American Samoa and Iowa had some pretty wicked cool beaches too. So, Hawaii does too, but Tonga and Samoa and Iowa was really nice, but they didn't have a lot of beaches. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, being lightheaded, not fun. I had to grab onto the edge of the table. We don't want Nikki spinning tonight. No. Anyway. I was laying down. I was sitting up for I don't know, the first 45 minutes of Dave's show, and then I had to go and lie down to go lay in bed, and I was like, okay, we're going to see if we can do this. Going to see if we can force the body to do this. So, it only rained once a year, but that was from September to June, says Joe. Joe, I lived on the beach in Washington State, Ocean Shores. Yeah, I love Ocean Shores. And it's not always raining there. Not always. Although I do have to say, stupid chair, do have to say that this Oh my god, brain fart, what the hell? Come on, brain. If you could see me, I have my hands over my eyes because I can't get my brain. It's like I can't get my brain to focus. There are really phenomenal winter weather watching at ocean shores and Long Beach and down the coast of Oregon. I mean, like, wow, wicked cool stuff to watch. That's where you just hunker down in a cabin that's along the beach and just or on a cliff and just watch it all happen. Oh, it's wonderful. I love stuff like that. So, got a fire going. I love you, love. Yes, let's hunker down, Nikki. Right the hell on. Hunker down for the winter, man. You know? Let's see, what was I reading? After Dury else. Oh dear God. Dog face. The slug in the basement in that state. Ouch. I know some folks who are. Um, I use a lot of daylight light bulbs. Lovey love. Um, so you got to shut those off about 2 hours, 3 hours before you go to bed. Because it literally, and they can't be the effing fluorescent ones. Those are horrendously bad. But you get the natural daylight light bulbs. Um, and of course, I can't think of the name of the company off the top of my head. Otherwise, I'd do a little promo spot of them. But they are phenomenal. They're also, God, they went up in price. I think they're like $20 a bulb, somewhere between $16 and $20 a bulb. And they are worth their weight in gold, folks. I kid you not. And you just, if you don't have the windows, that's what you do. Helps the plants, helps your eyes, helps your brain. And it's not raining all the time here. That's the thing. Everybody thinks it's always, no, it's not. It's a load of shit. So, this just started early this year. I don't know what the hell they're doing with the weather, but that's beside the point. Simon the Likeable says, I love a bright lit room. Have to say, oh, I totally freaking agree. I gotta be surrounded by natural daylight. I mean, it's been hard. Excuse me, being where I'm at. When I came from an environment where I had uh, the equivalent to 4 or 5, well, technically 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, technically 5 big bay windows. One window was almost the size of one of my walls here, and I'm not joking. So into I don't mind the small apartment aspect, the small apartment living, but the not having the proper daylight, I mean, it's just that was a mind bender. So, and at least I knew how to deal with it. Used to do the gardening. There's a lot of ways you can get around a lot of shit. So, anyway, chill, cool up there. Yeah, I do appreciate that. I cannot handle the heat. Um, I do not do. Oh my God, when I was in Nevada with my grandparents' property, dealing with that. Um, we were in. Mom was living in Pahrump for a while. Um, yeah, That's funny. If you're referring to the song Lovey Love, it hasn't gone to waste on me. I do get where you're going with that. I used to get shit for that when I was in high school. Anyway, for the song, not for being like that, although I became like that later. Anyway, what the hell were we just talking about? Oh, so when I was in Nevada helping my mom deal with my grandparents' property, well, actually, what became our property, my mom and I, in Pahrump, that was, and oh my god, I couldn't believe they had the swimming pools closed in 80-degree weather. That I was like, "Are you out of your freaking gourd?" And they're like, "No, we shut it down. We shut the pools down at something like 86 or 88 or something like that." And I'm like, "Whoa." Well, hello. That summer or that following summer, if I remember correctly, it was up around 100 and I think that was the year it went up to 112, 114, something like that. So yeah, doesn't. Hey, hello to the 10th person coming in. Okay, I haven't been reading. I need to be reading. Black. Oh, hey, Black Dragon. How you doing, hun? Was it you who saw me skinny dipping around December 30th, 1991? Sobered up quick in cold water. Yeah, that'll definitely do it. Bama. Too bad my window is still open, prepping for winter. Yeah, I need to start getting things set up for this winter. Supposedly it's going to be a real rough one. So, I mean, everything froze. You don't want certain things freezing, Tim. Ouch. What was worth the pain? Ouch. Ouch. Oh, I'm such a smartass right now. That's not good. Like I said. Oh, please forgive me for any weird shit that comes out of this mouth tonight. And see, I knew it. Okay. Hello to the 12 people in here now. Oh my god, my head. Simon the Likeable. Oh, honey, you're asking me a second question. I cannot give you an answer to that tonight. If I were really feeling up to it, I could probably give you an answer to that. So Simon the Likeable is asking, "Hey Nikki, is the Black Knight satellite real or just a lost space blanket?" Not a clue right now. Tim, love you, would love the weather in Washington. I bet she would. Depends on, because the further south of me that you go, so the further south of Seattle, it's warmer. The further east of the mountains you go, it's much warmer. It's like desert-ish. So so once you pass, oh god, I'm gonna brain fart again. Once you pass what, Enumclaw? Oh god, I think it's Enumclaw. You get into Yakima, you're getting into desert-ish climate. So you get warm, really warm or really harsh winters. And the further east you go, you get into much more winter, much more winter like weather. But on the west side of the mountains, it's quite different. Oh, then you'd love Lovey Love says, I love the... Okay, am I reading that right? Primordial rainforest? Then you'd love the Washington Peninsula, or certain sections, like kind of like down by Mount St. Helens or Mount... Not Rainier. Oh, Crapple. I can't think of the name of the mountain down there. It's the furthest one in Washington. I'm trying not to say a certain ranch. I cannot think of the damn name. Yeah. Hey, Sovereign. So Sovereign, just so you know, for whatever reason, the non-video was not deliberate. So, and I can't fix it, and I don't have the brain to do it. So, that's why there's no video. Just giving you a heads up. Accidental magic. Okay, see, I'm not paying attention. Oh dear God, Tim. Hey, Drew. I don't know. I haven't checked on Robert. Last I knew he was, he commented in a group chat that he didn't have, God, come on, brain. Internet. He didn't have proper internet to be on the show. So I don't know how he's doing. Lovey love. I have a long list of things to visit in Australia. Amen, sister. Feeling you on that one. I hear you. There's a lot of places I want to go visit in Australia. Of course, there's a lot of places I want to visit all over the world. I can hear somebody that claims to be Nikki. Yeah. Can you? You and I have talked a lot, dear. We haven't talked a lot in a long time, but we have talked a lot regarding your property and doing different things and figuring stuff out for your property. So I'm glad to see you in here, Joe. It's been a while. I'm glad to see everybody in here. I hope you're all doing well tonight. I haven't even frickin' asked you. How the hell y'all doing? Hello? Ouch. Oh, goodness sake. Nikki knows all about the weird shit happening around my place. Yes, my dear, I most certainly do. Rather intimately. And the only reason why it's intimately is because of what the Sasquatch have shown me. Oh my God. Anyway, that we've talked about that a number of times publicly, Joe, so, you know. Which I appreciate you saying it's okay to talk about. It means a lot, actually. Because some of the stuff on your property, I mean, it is, truly, it is amazing. And the Sasquatch, baby, you got some Sasquatch that, man, do they like you, and man, are they protective. Go ahead and fill them in on the weird shit? Seriously? Oh, I don't know how okay, what would you classify as the weirdest thing on your property, Joe? Oh, this is not a good sign. I'm holding my face. Oh, God. I know I'm tired if I'm holding my face. All right. And I'm getting wonky weird. Wonky weird. All right. And I've got a couple of homeopathic tablets, so you're going to hear that. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. Come on, little tablet. I don't need 3. I would like 2. Thank you. All right. So, oh. Let's see. What do we got? Joe is the weirdest thing on the property. No, Joe's not the weirdest thing on the property. These Bigfoot hoes me cock blocking on Big Joe's property. Dear Bullies. No, actually the bullies on Joe's property were something that showed up. Yeah, that's it exactly, Joe. Something showed up that freaked out the Bigfoot. Oh my God, did they? I know you're joking, sweetie. Oh my God, did they freak out the Bigfoot? They freaked them out so bad that God, Simon the Likeable. Oh, that's a comment. No, crap on a cracker. What the F are they called? Dogman. The Dogman came around one night, and it was one Dogman, and I can't remember if they notified you first or they notified me first. No, I think they notified you first, and then you called me. I think that's what it was. I have it all written down, but with this stupid headache and everything that I'm feeling right now, it just makes sense. I'm not getting it straight. But anyway, so Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, please, dear boy. Yeah, they contacted. I ended up getting contacted, and they literally, there was a male Sasquatch that connected to me psychically. You just said that, Nikki. Scroll up. Yeah, I will in a moment, hun. And I mean, they didn't just connect with me psychically; they connected with me in such a way that they allowed me to see through the Sasquatch's eyes what the Bigfoot, or not the Bigfoot, what the Dogman looked like. Holy MFer. I kid you not. That actually, not a lot freaks me out. That actually freaked me out. I mean, this Bigfoot clan, this specific Bigfoot, knew how bad the situation was, how dangerous it was, and showed me through his eyes what he was watching and observing from quite a distance. But I did not even know that a Sasquatch could do this, but it was like it's like his eyes were binoculars. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like he could zoom in and out, and when he zoomed in and out, I almost lost my shit. I mean, if I remember right, I was on the phone with Joe at the time, and I'm like, Joe, you got your pointy sticks, man. And he's like, oh yeah. I'm like, you need to go inside. Take puppy, go inside now. And he wasn't moving. He was like, this is my property. Yeah, no. Which I understand. I get kind of like that way too. When I get very, very protective, and you stand your ground. And this, but you had moved in. You and Lola had moved inside, but stayed protected, but yet still had the ability to do things. There wasn't multiple. It was a Sasquatch and a yeah, I know, nothing's going to scare me into the house, says Joe. No, I know, sweetie. But there were Bomber, in answer to your question, there was one Dogman and one Sasquatch, but the other Sasquatch clan, I don't know, the other, they were in different. Whoa. Just closed my eyes and saw Sasquatch. Okay. Anyway, yeah, you'd moved into the garage. 3 avenues of attack covered. Yes, you definitely had all aspects completely covered. I was very proud of you. You did an excellent job of protecting your property, protecting you, protecting the dog, protecting this protection. Anyway, but yeah, you and I were on the phone at the time, and oh my god, this thing was huge, and it was bigger than the Sasquatch. That I remember, and the claws. The Sasquatch focused in on the paw-like hands, like claws. I don't know how else to describe it. I've never, I can't say never. I keep wanting to say never, but that's not right. I was going to say I've never seen, even in animation or anything like that, regarding the kind of hands, but actually there are. There are similar type of hand paws that I've seen in animation that only come close, but the coloring, that's what freaked me out, was the coloring of the skin on the paw hand with the claws, because the claws were very specific, and the fur was very specific. Okay, we're calling up actual memories. And it's not the claws that freak me out, it's the teeth and the face. Ugh. Anyway, and yeah, they're huge. They were bigger, burlier than that. And so when I start chuckling when I hear podcasters, people doing their own shows, and they're talking about who would a Dogman take out a Sasquatch, or vice versa. What would you pit each other against? And I was like, oh my god, every time I hear that, I can understand why they're concerned. They're concerned for their clan, for their families, their children. This one was an uncle. Oh, I don't think I ever told you that, Joe. Yeah, Joe says, I was on the phone with Nikki when some huge trees went down. Not weather related. No, it was not weather related at all. Joe, I feel safe knowing the Bigfoot have my back. Boy, do they ever. They appreciate you and your family and that piece of property. So yeah, so this specific Sasquatch, even though he's younger than a lot of the others, it's almost like he's a guard, like a centurion guard. That's what he reminds me of. He reminds me of a centurion guard. And he was there to observe, but he was also there to protect. And if this being, hey, Hollow, if this being had gotten into a certain level, I know that he would have been on alert, and he would have notified the rest of the Sasquatch clan. But yeah, he was giving me instructions to give to Joe, to have Joe protect himself and his pup and his family. So there's some big cats out there. Yeah, yeah, this one was a nasty bugger. I'm telling you, it wasn't good. So anyhow, So I'm kind of stuck with the image of, and I need to find an artist to get this out of my head. I need to find an artist to draw this. Both the Sasquatch. I want to have the Sasquatch drawn, but I almost feel like that would be a violation to them, and so, and for that alone, I don't want to have that done. But on the other hand, I want to have the Dogman drawn. I definitely want to get that out of my head, because that's just, I gotta get that out of my head. Especially the teeth on this thing and the paw-like hands with the claws. Ugh. I've not, and I can honestly say I've never seen claws like this before on an animal. Dinosaur maybe, but not on an animal, not on a dish. Anyway, yeah, Tim, big cats are very protective of their young. Turn your back and it's over. Yep. I agree. Yeah. Bummer. Andrew. Gugway. Yeah. Okay, I haven't been reading chat much. All right, so let me go back up. Drew, now he's got some interesting property up there. I'll see it. I didn't get to have time to stop by and meet him because that stupid shutdown on, yeah, Donner's Pass. Lovey love, what would freak out a Bigfoot? A dangerous, oh God, brain fart. Dogman. From what I understand, not all dogmen are dangerous, but apparently this one was. Hello to the 13 who are in here. So that makes some interesting things. So, okay. Oh, that's a great idea, Lovey Love. The Critter Report with Joe, the main monk. There's some sons of bitches out there in the wood. Yeah, you knew it. Nikki doesn't have a face. Nope, I don't. I did something and I can't figure out what the hell I did. Oh, my hand's all itchy. Okay, so if you hear scratching, I'm scratching. My other hand is all itchy, and yeah, that's not normal. Sorry. Shark scared away thing. Now we got a different critter report. Let's see. Let's see. What do we have here? Bum. Oh, hello. What the hell just happened? Doopa-doopa-doopa-doopa-doopa-doo. Okay. Monsters versus other monsters. Yeah. Squishes your cheeks. Oh my god. Bummer. They used to squish his cheeks when he was a little kid. Oh, that's cute. Oh, what did I hit? I hit something. Okay, I guess I'm going down to the bottom. Gotta go get dinner ready. Have a great show. See you, everyone. Hope you feel better. Yeah, thank you, Simon Delecable. I appreciate it very much. Tim, I saw a real monk the other day walking down the highway. His robes were perfect, like Hollywood style. You know, when I was at a bus stop, oh God, where was I? How long ago was this? About 4 years ago. There was brown and orange. The outside robes were brown, the inside robes were orange. In sandals in, God, what was it? I think it was like 50-degree weather. No, yeah, you're right. He's my son. No, honey, he's over 6 feet tall. He not little no more. He's a young 31. Yeah, I bet it was, Tim. Yeah, it was real odd to see a monk riding buses, and I mean, I get it. I totally get it. I don't have anything wrong with it. That just was a big surprise. Oh, interesting, Sovereign. Okay. Bummer. Tiny cat. Cool. Okay. Scrolling back up, seeing if there's anything else that I needed to be aware of. No, I think we're done. Ouch, excuse me. Well, at least I'm not throwing up. Pardon me, guys. Sorry. 31. I'm over here squishing his cheeks. Oh, honey. If my mom were still, yeah, his grandmother would be doing the same thing. Don't worry about it. He's got cute, squishy cheeks. He's not fat by any stretch. Oh, my dog face. Simon, I like older women. Now, do you? Oh, my God. Oh, are we going to end up having that conversation? He's 10 years younger than me. That's all right. He's got someone in his life, dear. Well, then I'm just going to keep squishing him. I'm surprised he hasn't said anything. I want a woman, not a daughter. Yeah, I understand. I understand. You dated a nun for a while, Joe? Okay, now I gotta hear this one. She the one with the really long blonde hair? I'm gonna go. Good night, Tim. I hope you sleep well, my dear. Get some good rest. You need it. She had some. Oh, I was waiting for something. Jeez. Joseph. Ex-nun? Yeah, I would say if she had some bad habits. Ouch. 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 Oh, crap. She had really long dark hair. Okay. Well, there's somebody that I keep seeing that's got really long blonde hair. Yeah, that I was going to say is pretty tall, and Then there's a redhead that I keep seeing periodically with you, and I can't remember who the hell you told me who was who. Been a while since we've talked. I'm lucky I remember that. Love you too, Tim. Take care. Oh, Drew, Yipper, Severn, not as wild as that skinwalker thing walking in the minus 13 weather in Nevada during New Year's week of 2021. Just outside Sells, Nevada by 45 minutes. Yikes. Yikes, Drew. I don't remember that one. I'm bald, not me. Oh, that's right. We had that conversation, Simon. Oh, God, head. Far Tim. Yes, I remember you've told me, Joe. Yeah, get them sunglasses on, buddy. God, bang on, oh, man. Oh. Kid you not, some of the guys in here, seriously. Yeah, you would beat me at darts, Doc. Simon. Beat you at darts and you'll smash me at 8-ball. Yeah, I would. Matter of fact, I'm really good with a pool cue. I could be deadly with a pool cue. If I ever had to be. Yep. Oh, God, I suck at darts. Which is weird because I was really damn good as a kid. Oh, all right. Stop it. Jeez. I was really damn good at baseball. Man, I could hit a ball. Jeez. Give me a bat, and I was really good with that bat with baseball flying at me. I'm not that kind of a monk. Nikki, Simon. Yes, I know, Hollow. Oh my gosh, my head. I gotta not look at that right now. Ouch. That was awesome. Thank you, Bobber. Oh, holy footballs. He deserved this. Yeah, I need the laughter. However, I don't need the pain that comes with the laughter right now. Oh, wild bunch here, Nikki. Oh, honey. If we weren't so public, let me tell you how wild this bunch would be. I know what kind of this bunch would be. Let's say we're all quite rather polite right now. Oh, God. Okay, so Simon Dugface says Nikki was a school teacher in a past life. Hold out your fingers. Pull out, pull cute. No, I wasn't that kind of. No, 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 no. Already naked. How low can we go? We're classy. Oh, ouch. I'm not answering that. My kid is in here. An adult or not, I'm still not freaking answering that. Ouchie. Must be cold there, dog. It is, actually. Oh, dear. Simon, I forgot. You're in Australia? I forget that every damn time. Oh my goodness, Drew. Oh, please give me a frickin' break. What's going on here? Hello, Nikki. Hi, Susie B. Bye, Hollow. Get some sleep, dear. Love you. Love you, love. Can we see her face? Nikki, where are you? Yep, Australian. So, I'll answer that question in a minute, guys. So are you Northern Australian or Southern Australian? I always forget. Yeah, and there goes the back of the head. This is Nikki Radio. Yep. Southern Victoria. Oh, God, that's right. Okay, so you're... Oh, God, I got to think about this. So if he's 5, that one's 6, so that makes you 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're 8:15 in the morning there? No, 8:15 at night. 8:15 at night. 8:15 p.m. Technically, oh God, Thursday, Friday. 18:15. Oh God, military time. I hate doing military time, but I understand. Okay. Andy in Victoria, Robert in Queensland, unless I got that backwards. Andy is in New South Wales. Drew, Andy's in New South Wales. Robert is in, yes, Queensland. Okay, so for those, whoops, sorry, fingernails just hit the. For those that have just come in, I hit something incorrectly and I don't have access to my camera, even though my camera is supposed to be activated. It's not. So right now, as Joe has says, we're doing Nikki Radio. And I've had horrible headache into migraine, so I'm dealing with that. I've pretty much canceled out of everything to see if I could even do this tonight, and apparently my brain wasn't working well enough to be able to do video. I don't know why. Anyway, it's just how it is. That, and I had slow internet when I first started, and I'm like, what the F is going on with this tonight? So that is why there's no video. Naked Nikki Radio. You too can be naked. Oh, honey. No. Actually, the girls are all set up and I'm in a decent shirt. So, you know. Although my face is still bright red from the hot and then cold shower I took in order to try to get my head to calm the F down. Hey, Nikki, Joe. Hey, Nikki, would talking to my Bigfoot make your brain feel better? Yeah, probably. You know, that's a really good question. Although he'd have to connect with me. I mean, seriously, I've been going through this for 3 weeks. I've had 3 weeks of this off again, on again headache, and basically it's a headache that goes on to the verge of being a migraine. Oh God, I haven't heard that one in a long time, Lovey Love. Hey, Nikki, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Nikki. Yeah. Although I think you did that last week. Did you do that last week? I don't think you did that last week. Oh, that's all right. All I see and hear every time that pops up, Lovey Love, I literally see. Oh my God! Now I can't think of her name. Tony Basil. Oh my God! I actually see her in the cheerleading outfit. You get triggered by songs. Yeah, I can too sometimes. Depends on what kind of song and who sent it to me and all of that. So ahead of the time. Yes, she was. Great dancer too. Bummer, I'm falling asleep. We'll be listening to Fall Asleep. Loves yas. Loves you too, Bummer. Stay safe. Sweet dreams. Pleasant dreams. Sexy dreams. Happy dreams. Good energy, my dear. Sweet and pleasant dreams. Joe, unless they escaped. What did I just miss, Joe? I'll talk to him if he's around, unless they escaped. Oh. I think yours go underground, if I remember correctly. There's some kind of ow. That hurt. Ow. Ouch. Whew. What I was going to say, maybe I'm not supposed to. I was going to say there's an underground stream. That's where they get their water during the winter. Okay, wait a minute. To lose. Let's see. Dogface. Fire and... Okay, what is that supposed to be? Dogface. That's fire and what is that? My brain is not connecting what the hell that is. Oh. Yeah, okay. Got it. Makes me think so. I feel like it. Just one or three, not even a whole gaggle. Bringing on the sexy dreams. Right on, Bomber. We could all use some good sexy dreams. Drew, Human League was another good group, yeah. We love Who's the Bottom Bitch. That's all I need to know. Ow. Oh, girl. Is that you? Excuse me, training is blue. Uh-huh. Mines, yeah. Old gold mines, yeah. And old gold mines that nobody knows about. That's the key thing. Nobody well, okay, so either nobody remembers them or actual old gold mines that nobody freaking knows about, and they're using tunnels. A lot of the dog face Nikki, it was Bummer's flamethrower drone. Take it easy, Sovereign. Ooh. Joe, do tell. Ouch. Excuse me. Flamethrower drone plants. Okay, I gotta clear my throat. I'm gonna hit mute for a moment, guys. Excuse me. Hopefully that'll help. Yeah, I've got some really good sexy memories too, but I cannot discuss mine. My precious. So, Joe, the old gold mines. A lot of the Sasquatch in Washington State, not all of them, but many of the Sasquatch clans, they go into tunnels. From what I understand and from what I know, what I've been shown and what I've smelled on them when they've come here. Susie B, good night, Nikki. Hope your head gets better. Night, everyone. Sleep well. Thank you. I've had 3 weeks of this. I'm kind of done and over with it. So I appreciate that, sweetie. Thank you. I hope you have very good dreams. Um, I used to play the flute, lovey love. She says she was second clarinet. So yeah, they oh god, did you used to play marching band? Play in marching band, lovey love. Anyway, so what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, the old gold mines. Um Yep, same here. First midge. Yeah, I was in marching band through junior year or beginning of senior year. I can't remember which the second. Anyway, so I was, yeah, um, clarinet, hubba hubba. Oh, you know what my favorite? Oh God, I'm giving something away. I'm giving some information away. Son, shut your ears. One of my favorite things was they put the flutes and the piccolos in our band semi back towards the tubas and trombones and drums. Gotta say, best place to be ever. Had a lot of fun with that. Love you, love. I'm gonna break out in some jazz improv blues stuff. Yeah. Yes. um, yeah, the clarinets were in front of us, so they didn't feel it as much as those of us who were towards the others, and it. uh, Nobody understood that, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" It's the best place to be, standing right in front of the drums, standing right in front of, um, or even the sax. You get a sax in there every once in a while. Black Dragon. I had been to an old turquoise mine. Had to be careful of the rattlesnake. Oh God, yeah, definitely. Um, Love you, love. I liked being in the second row of the clarinets because I could look over at my crushes who played sax. Oh God, that brings back a lot of memories. Ow, God, my head. That does. It brings back a lot of different memories, good, bad, and indifferent. um, yeah, rattlesnakes makes just Black Dragon. You made me think of the because Eastern Washington, when you start heading over the pass towards Eastern Washington, and you cross the Columbia River. Once you cross the Columbia River and you're headed towards, you're nowhere near it, but you're headed towards Spokane. and those small, and well, that's a larger city, but there are a lot of small country towns in between, and I'm not commenting, Joe. So I'm not commenting on that one. But you take it as you will. Anyway, so there were a lot of rattlesnakes over there. And so when you'd camp, you'd have to be like, if you were in a tent, you'd have to be really freaking careful. Matter of fact, there was a campground called, if I remember right, oh God, I don't remember if this is correct or not, but I remember it as Rattlesnake Campground. And it was, they talked about, do not camp in this park in tents. What, Dogface? Why don't, Simon? Why don't you call some of the UFOs over to you? I mean, you're out there butt naked. You might as well call them over there to you. There you go. Um, yeah. So the rattlesnakes were you got to be really careful. But it's fascinating to me how many there were other things over there that I knew about, but I could never put my finger on what it was that they were. I'm a swinging UFO, I'm a ringing. God. I would have caught you just to hear you rattle. Oh dear God, you too. Just a marshmallow, really. Anyway. Oh. This looks like one that I didn't get to see. Oh yeah, this is one from earlier I didn't get to see. Which one is this? Oh yeah, 7 days ago. Hunting with Merle. Okay. You don't need encouragement. Yes, you do. We all do. Drew, I just looked her up. She's 74 now. I'm still looking good. What the hell are you talking about, Drew? And I read it out loud, so, you know. Oh, dear God. You're gonna say, oh, love you, love. You're gonna say goodnight. 4:31 your time. Oh my, honey. Yeah, I forgot you're on the East Coast. I just still looking good. Oh, that's good. Sweet dreams, love you, love. Really, really good dreams, hon. Drew, once you go gray. Stupid autocorrect. I fixed it. Oh, hon, take good care of yourself, lovey love. Once you go gray. Oh no. I'm assuming appreciate all your energy. Yeah, same. You are the ones. Yeah. Well, we're in here to support each other. That's a big deal. Let me tell you. A lot of folks in our community have a tendency to rip each other to shreds, and it's not okay. Gotta lift each other up, be supportive to one another. We all go through difficult times, you know? So, oh dear God. Simon, Dogface. We are like a good bra. Yes, we provide excellent support. Oh my God. Draw me back in. Ouch. Gotta have that lifted separation, don't you know? But gotta have that excellent support. I could totally sell this one. Ouch. Oh, that's funny. Oh. Okay. It's time for a sip of Coca-Cola. And for me to sip Coca-Cola is a big deal. Eesh. You know, I had a really good friend who used to say that, Drew, and I am not verbalizing that out loud. And he used to be a model. And was sexy as hell. It's a dear friend. Anyway, major smartass too when he really wanted to be. And unfortunately, he's gone now. But oh God, heart of gold. Heart of gold. Anyway, hey, wireless comfort. Yes, I fully agree, lovey love. The ones that hook in the front. Yeah, I tend to agree. They're so much more easier in getting out of. Great lift and separation, especially a sports one. You get a good quality sports one. Emphasis on behind. Oh my God. You get a good quality support one, and man, I'm here to tell you, it could be a lot of fun removing. Oh God, I got messages. Okay, I haven't seen messages. Basil, hey Mickey, yep. Oh my God. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking messages. I had a bunch of different messages on my phone. Y'all make me bad. Simon, how old are you? I do not remember. Ouch. Yeah, Nikki. Yeah, C33. Uh-huh. Yeah. Never mind. I have comments. Feel 50 and mentally 12. Yeah, I know some guys that are like that. We have a young one here. Yeah, well, there's him and a couple of others that have popped in and back out. So, man, when my stomach gets this bad, the only thing that stops it it doesn't stop it, but settles even remotely is little sips of Coca-Cola. Dogface, teach me your ways. Oh, now that could be fun. That could be a lot of fun. And I don't mean that could be so meant so many different ways. So take it however you want it. Oh my God. Simon, I would, but I would get shadow banned. Yeah, that's where we need to have a private group on Zoom or Skype or something. That is not something for this, dear. I'll take it however you're giving. Oh, dear. You are in a mood tonight. Ouch. Ouch. Whew. You're definitely in a mood. Oh, and I looked up at just the wrong time. What the hell is with the fist pumping? Oh, I looked at the wrong time. Okay, my dear friends, what would you like to discuss? Joe, are you still around? I want to talk some more about some of your property. I do have to say, wow, God, there goes the head. Okay, I moved too fast. No Heine. I take that back. No Heine. Oh, this isn't sex ed. My bad. That's a whole nother show. Oh, sorry, I looked up at the TV show. Oh. Oh, I looked up at the wrong time. Somebody did a fist pump to somebody else, and I was just like, oh, man. Bad timing to look up at the TV. No, we're not talking about that. That's a whole nother subject. Sure, I'm trying to figure out if I could feel anything out there. Are you outside of the garage with Lola, or are you? Oh, goodness. Oh, God almighty. Okay, wipes brow. I'll just relax. You do that, dear boy. Oh my God. Somebody on the other side told me something about my voice. What about my? Oh, I don't know if I want to hear this. I just got told I'm being a tease tonight. I'm outside. It's dark. Lola is sleeping on my foot, sort of. Is she snoring? Oh my God. I'm having fun, and I'm getting shit for it. Oh, goodness. This isn't sex ed, my bad. God. Oh, goodness sake, guys. We should hit some paranormal of some kind. Oh, I've got one for you. Well, it's not a paranormal, it's a higher consciousness thing. Try being connected with a long lost friend. Via higher consciousness. That's always, oh God, where is that? That's always interesting. Oh dear, I'm not reading that out loud, Black Dragon. Excuse me. Oh yeah, there goes the stomach again. It's dark. I can hear the crickets. This is what Joe says. I can hear the crickets, but the crickets are far away. Nothing close seems to be chirping. Well, now that's interesting. You got a sneak up attack going on? I'm not picking anything up. I'm just simply asking. It's usually my first thought. Get something like that. But then again, I can't remember if that's normal for your area. They said, oh, not reading that one either, Black Dog Face. Okay. So how's this for something? You unexpectedly have a connection, you meaning anybody here. You unexpectedly have a higher consciousness connection with somebody, and you're made aware of it. No, I don't. Not anymore. I haven't had a dog in my life in I have not had a dog in my life since 1999, I think. Joe feels calm, but I'm as psychic as a rock. Oh, my dear, you are not. Psychic as a rock. Honey, you've got abilities. Yeah, I've had animals all my life up until my Max died a couple 3 years ago now. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think it was, and that was some rough doings. He died in my arms, and he begged me to stay. I mean, he telepathically said, "I want to be home. Do not leave me at the vets. Do not put me down at the vets. I want to die at home." It was the first time he was telepathic with me, and I was like, "You got it. It's where you want to be." And he literally died in my arms. It's where he wanted to be, and it was one of the most heart-wrenching things I've done. But I did it for him because that's what he wanted. Yeah, that was interesting. But anyway, so I sat down and realized that I hadn't had animals. I'd had animals my entire life, from birth until that point. There were only a couple of years in that entire time where I didn't have animals. I think it was a total of 4 years. So yeah, a long history of having animals, working with them, and all of that. So anyhow, strange. Just started shivering and shaking. Joe, did the barometer shift? If you're doing that, then that tells me that the barometer shifted. Because the only time that happens is when there's a barometer shift. Yeah, I know you do that. You and them glasses, dude. Love my friends. Anyway, so just an FYI, and I'm going to be blunt about this. I have some friends who cannot handle being told I love you, which just boggles the hell out of me. I was just like, what? Wait a minute. So when I tell friends that I love you, it is in a platonic way. It is usually, well, no, there is no usually. It's not in a romantic way, romantic setting. And I've had that misconstrued. I've had that taken the wrong way up one side and down the other. And I'm like, Doesn't matter if it's a male or a female. I have learned after having over 25 people dead in my life. I stopped counting after 25. I went, fuck this. I'm no longer counting. And so I outright tell my friends that I love and care about them. And God, people freak out. Kind of like a full body spasm. Ooh. Hey, Derek. Simon, I have lost many, many in my life. I tell people I care about, I love them. I do that all the time, and people freak out over it. Joe, kind of like a full body spasm. Dude, if you do not have flu or some kind of virus or bug or anything like that, your body's either there's a couple things that could be going on. Your body could be reacting to a shift in barometer, a shift or a drop in outside temp, or there is a perimeter. That's how your body is showing a perimeter alert. Be a little on guard, especially since you talked about things being silent. Okay, hang on a minute. I gotta rub my forehead because I've got spots on my forehead that are just starting to kick the F up. Okay. Derek, this show encounters on Netflix is good. The one Timmy Senor mentioned earlier, and Nikki saying love you is a good habit to have. Yeah, it really is, Derek. I mean, truly. Simon. Love you, Nikki. It's been a good few years. You've always been a good one. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. That means a great deal to me. Thank you, Simon. That means a great deal to me. Derek, Nikki, can you say special prayers for little Derek? He has a cold for 4 days now. He has doctor appointment tomorrow. I will do that. Joe, I'm healthy as a horse and find weather is calm. Okay. Good to know, sweetie. I'm not repeating that one, Simon. Jeez. Black Dragon, Joe. It sounds like how I feel energy. It feels like electricity or shivers going through my body. Yeah. Boy, I have a lot to say on my. I cannot talk. That's just not right. Ouch. Anyway, Black Dragon, exactly. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. And with what you had talked about, Joe, about the fact that you have silence near you, that alone, frequency, that was the word I was looking for, Joe. There's like a frequency around you. That's not what I'm picking up on. I'm not picking up on shit. I'm talking to let you know what. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I would be getting too. Derek, I love that feeling you get when getting a haircut starts in your head. Huh? My brain is not connecting with that at all. What the fuck did you just say? Dude. Oh my god. Okay. You're bald. Do you shave it off? I know many. Ouch. Ouch. Sorry. I know many guys. Ouch. Hudge balls. Spot on. Speaking head. Spot on my head. That was not nice. So Simon, do you shave your hair off? I know quite a few guys actually that do. They prefer it that way. Fast, easy, quick and breezy. Although in wintertime they're not so happy about it. But oh my god. Thank you for the 8 likes, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. I very much appreciate that. Thank you for the 8 likes. Black Dragon. The ancient energy makes my whole body shiver, and if it is strong, it makes my muscles jolt. Yeah, there's a lot of different abilities that people have that they don't realize they have. That's one of them. Ow, God. God, this headache thing has about had enough of this shit. 3 freaking weeks of it. Sorry, folks. I'm trying really hard not to. Simon, if I don't look like I have mange, now Paul, try that again. If I don't, I look like I have mange. Laugh out loud. Male patterned baldness. What the F? Yeah, I know many guys. That's a lot of the reasons why a lot of these other guys do. Winter time, they wear a lot of baseball hats and let their hair grow long, and you just never see them out of their baseball hat. Anyway, so Joe, are you still picking up on the shivers and the things like that? Excuse me, on the property. I mean, seriously, that's you gotta. When you get that kind of stuff, you gotta start paying attention. Although, did the hair on your arms, or should I say that, the hair on your body, stick up when that comes out the wrong way too? Oh, holy crap. Anyway, what I'm trying to say very, very inarticulately right now because my brain is going numerous different places. Anyway, God almighty, kid you not. Enough brain. All right, so because of the different frequency and energy around you, has the hair on your body stuck up? That's what I'm trying to ask. Somebody freaking Christmas. Just a bit, yeah. Ouch! 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 My head! Ouch! Ouch! And of course, then I move, then it sounds like the damn chair farts. Oh shit! Ouch! 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 Oh dear God. Wherever you be, let your coconut shine free. That's not what I'm really laughing about, but that just adds to it. Oh my God, ow. Joe says no hair action. Okay, that's good to know. What about goose pimply skin? I can't think of what it's called at the second. Oh my God. Simon. Ouch. I did not expect you to say that. Sorry for the replay listeners. I got really loud. Oh, I am innocent. Oh, like hell, you're innocent. Goosebumps. Thank you, Black Dragon. Oh, it's probably a good thing that I'm not on camera right now. Décolleté is bright red, neck is bright red, ears are bright red, whole face is bright red. You are not innocent. You little shit, you're not innocent. Ow. Oh, God, my head. That was funny. Ouch. Oh, goodness sake almighty. Oh, God, you guys are fun to talk to. Okay, more sips of Coca-Cola. Let's see if I can get this down. Calm the stomach down after laughing. Oh, my God. Anyway, so you're not picking up anything else around you, Joe? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Whew, goodness sake almighty. Well, I know that you've got on the property, you've got some very, I'm trying to go off of memory here. You've got some very fascinating, yeah, you've got some, you said gold mine, but there's also, I'm going to call it a silver mine. But there's something else there. And I've never been able to put my finger on exactly what it is. Joe, Lola is telling me to go inside, so I think I'll call it a night. Good night, travelers, Joe. She's very insistent, even barking. Good night, dear. Sweet and sexy dreams, Joe. Very, very sweet dreams. Enjoy. And definitely stay safe. So, I was going to ask, so he's got some kind of underground mines that are on that property. It's pretty good sized piece of property. There's an underground stream that I picked up one night when he and I were doing different work. Oops, sorry. I had to mute myself for a moment. And yeah, he had some large trees come down, and the large trees were the Dogman, if I remember correctly. Yes, he most certainly does, Black Dragon. Black Dragon says he has some old native legends around him. Yeah, he does. There's a couple of things that I've picked up that he and I have talked about. Like a racehorse, Simon? Anyway. So yeah, it makes for interesting story times. I'd love to see his family, both he and different members of his family, go through the different things that they've had on that property, because I truly believe that property is a gemstone, and no pun intended, but a gemstone of stories. There's so many things and information that goes back a long, long way. And it's really rather fascinating. And I wish he'd talk more about it. If I could figure out a way, I'd have him come here onto my channel, and the two of us would just have a video time just talking, because the information, oh my god, the stories he's got, it's just like, wow, dude, you got to get these stories out. You got to write a book. So I have told him that a time or two, but not very often, not often enough, I think. So but it was a hell of an experience with the Sasquatch showing me through his eyes. I mean, and you know, I've often wondered if the Sasquatch eyes, because they can see so well in the dark, it reminds me of what's described as like cat's eyes and how well they can see in the dark. And Black Dragon says, I would love to hear that also. Yeah, I mean, you get Joe talking. He's got some phenomenal stories. It's just, I love talking with him. And it's like, I've talked with Tim, and Tim's got some interesting stories. I've talked with, I was just going to name a couple of others, and I just realized I can't do that. But there are other people that are known in the chat, men and women, that I've talked with that are just like, oh my God, the stories these folks have, like a seahorse. And it's just amazing. I mean, there's a couple of folks out of Australia, and I don't mean Simon per se, but there are folks out of Australia who I know that have got just other incredible stories, and I just haven't figured out how to set up certain things on this device yet and get that going, and all of that. I haven't had it as a priority because I've had some rather life situations that have been a lot more precedence than my channel, which some people would be like, oh my God, oh horrors, as my aunt used to say, as my great aunt used to say. But life is life. You got to do what you can when you can. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to make it today. And this became a situation to where I was like, yeah, we need to do this. This needs to happen. So, pop out dashboard, send feedback. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Edit. Oh, goodness sake. Anyway, I'm just trying to figure out how to deal with all of this. I have stories, but I'm a different person than I was then I was a boy. It's like it isn't me. I understand that, Simon. Says I have no stories, not in the last 10 years anyway. I understand that too. I have lots of different stories, but I didn't realize that they were really stories until, I mean, that's not exactly true either. I knew they were stories, but you just, it's part of your life, so you just don't think of them as stories per se. It wasn't until, oh God, late 1990s that I started having people go, how come you aren't writing your story, you and your mom's story? I was like, well, I've always known I was supposed to write a book. I always knew, okay, so here's the thing. Back then, I used to have psychic visions of me having a book on people's coffee tables. And they had photography images in them, and they had my photography in them, and they had different art things and different things that I could feel that almost all the images in the book were mine. Like way over 90% of the images in the book were mine. And it was it was basically what we would now, or what we did back then, call as a coffee table book. Beautiful high glossy color pictures. And over time, that book changed. It literally went from that book to a kind of like a documentary in story format of my life and my mom's life and my grandparents, and things that family history, things that I was told by my grandparent, both sets of my grandparents, things that they didn't want to have forgotten. Excuse me. And so, and that I still see happening from me. So sorry, I was reading the chat. And so basically we not we, but I started having other stories show up in my visions, in my psychic visions, and they became full-blown biography books and a series. And then I didn't understand it, but in like the late teens, I started having visions, but I didn't understand that they were my eventual grandchild who would be writing a book on me. And it wasn't until a number of 4 years ago, that I actually started having psychic, like I'd be sitting writing notes in my psychic journals, and writing notes of information that I had received, and making notations and getting done with a reading with somebody, and all of a sudden I would be seen into their future, that adult child's future, and they were going through my psychic journals as an adult long after I'm dead, and going through every note. And so I would write that child, that grandchild, a letter. And so I've got lots of letters going on through all my psychic journals now, just because of that those visions. Now, excuse me, I've had, oh good grief, hang on a second, guys, I gotta clear this. Excuse me. So yeah, it's just makes it really kind of a big deal, and so I know that they go through my journals long after I'm dead, and they write their own book on me, based on what they remember, based on how I was with them, based on so there'll be multiple books coming, um, which I find fascinating, and their own experiences, their own. I'm not sure if it's going to be abduction memories or experiences, or I know they're going to be a psychic. I know that a number of my grandchildren will be. So, but one will be stronger out of all of them, and wow, really strong, stronger than me, and that's saying something. So, um, which is kind of cool and kind of creepy all at the same time. I love the idea. So, anyhow, So it does happen. Oh, sorry. Hello to the 7 people who are in chat again. Okay, so let's see. I haven't read this in a while. Simon, story on account of past events in someone's life or in the development of something. Simon, my coffee table book. This filth scripted cartoons. Black Dragon, I heard many stories from my father, from ghosts to UFOs, not to mention his war stories. Yeah, I've got cousins like that before they passed. Okay, I've got to shut this down. That's just too much. Excuse me. Before they passed, I heard their World War II stories, and holy crap balls. That's some scary shit. Really scary shit. And the funny thing is their son told me, how did you get my dad to tell you that? We children have tried to get him to talk. What did you say? So I'm like, I don't know. We were just talking about it. I asked a question and boom, he just opened up. So, yeah, interesting. And then next time I saw them, they were like, no, Dad's not talking anymore. I was like, but did he ever? And he was like, oh, only that one time. I was like, whoa. So, interesting how things happen like that. So let's see. So that was Black Dragon. So Derek says Tropical Storm Philippe is about to hit Caribbean, then go into Gulf of Mexico. Busy hurricane season. Yikes, Derek. Dogface at Derek. Are you near there? Derek, Bigfoot, Michigan. Rob's new book is good. Oh, good to know that. Thank you. I appreciate to hear that. Derek, says I'm in Florida. Dogface Simon says I'm Aussie. I have no idea of the geographics. Derek, plane ride about 3 hours away. Simon to Derek. How's the old fellow who was with you guys? Hope he is well. Derek, he's been in hospital 2 weeks, broken hip, and he has yeah. I will keep him in prayers, Derek. Simon says praying for yous. Derek, he is 86, so he is preparing himself. They are yeah, he's on chemo, yeah. Holy F-balls. Okay, hang on a minute. So Derek, he is 86 and preparing himself. They're putting him on chemo in the hospital. Okay. Black Dragon, the stories that pop into my head once in a while normally deals with a higher frequency from healing and controlling unique vehicles. Unique vehicles, Gracie? Black Dragon, Nikki, my father was POW in the Philippines. He was saved by Australian Marines. Okay, that's going to make me bawl. Derek, I believe they have cure for cancer. Simon. This is Derek. Black Dragon to Derek. Derek, my energy goes out to you and him. Thank you, Dragon. Yeah, I agree. My black dragon, my dad's dad, used to talk to me when I was 8 years old about POW information, and he never wanted me to ever forget certain things. He was like, you are the next generation. This next generation can never, ever forget what happened. And there were other people that I had in family who, when I was a child, talked about it. Didn't talk about it often, but when they did, you sat up and you listened. You paid attention because you knew it was freaking important. And you had a lot of other adults who were I'm not even sure how to say what I want to say on that, but they really they didn't just pay attention. They knew what it meant for each individual to open up and even talk. Whereas me being a kid, I didn't grasp that concept yet. I understood some pieces, but not all pieces, if that makes sense. But it was my dad's dad, my grandfather, who really, where it got really serious, and where he talked about it. And he talked about his brother, who was a vet and who, I'm not going to get into all of that, but it was really interesting. And I remember my grandfather's brother. I remember him very well. He was a sweet, dear man. So yeah. Yeah, the things that Black Dragon to Simon, I hold much respect for Australian people. Simon to Black Dragon, as a single Australian, I can say we respect you too, bro. Seen you for years, bro, you know. Black Dragon, Nikki, I can never forget what my father had gone through. I bear his scars along with my grandfather's scars, physical and mental. Simon to Black Dragon, just making a connection. Much love, bro. You should know that. Yeah, it's rather a big deal. Truly, I mean the things that our families have gone through, our grandparents, our great aunts and great uncles. I remember the stories. I grew up with the stories where my two great aunts, there's a story in my family where the two brothers, my two great uncles, came walking home. They were in the Navy. And these guys were tall men, big old cowboy guys, but they're in their uniforms and they got their duffels. And each one, according to what my family, what I grew up hearing, and you'd have to talk to their children, but this is what I grew up hearing from my grandmother and my mom and even one of my uncles, and one of my great aunts, was that the ladies, the wives, and the sisters, and the children, the teenage children at the time, or the young children at the time, were around all one house, and they had gathered for something. I can't remember what it was. And the brothers didn't know at the time, but they literally they were released from, I cannot for the life of me at this second remember what it's called, but they were released from duty approximately the same time, and they ended up unexpectedly seeing each other, and they came home together, and the two men were walking up the street, a very quiet neighborhood street, and the family went, rightly so, apeshit bananas that their men were home. And my mom told stories of what it was like watching my great aunt and the husband and the sister going running to the men. Well, she was a little girl at the time, and well, not that little, but little girl, and it made an incredible impact on her. So much so that when my mother ended up with dementia and Alzheimer's, before she started becoming violent, and before the dementia turned her brain a specific way and she went violent, which was not her nature, was not my mother. She would talk about that, and I being telepathic at that time, and my mother no longer having that barrier because of the Alzheimer's and dementia. She literally no longer had that barrier in her mind, and she was projecting. And because I was a telepath, the images, I mean, I literally saw it through her eyes, and I have her memory ingrained in my head now, which, let me tell you, is no easy task. It took me a long time, a number of years, to be able to figure out every time I was around her how to block her, because it was not so easy to do. By the time she was living in a facility, going from living with me to then living in a facility, and then when she'd have behavioral issues and different things, she would be screaming in her head, and what she wasn't recognizing was that she was also screaming in my head, because we had this connection. And it made things very interesting. But this memory, I mean, I now have many of her memories in my head, not all of them, but many, that when she was going through flashbacks and memories of her childhood or her teenage years, and she'd start talking to me about them after, of course, after she had her Alzheimer's and dementia, she would be projecting her memories. And of course, I was like, oh my God. So I would be coming home completely yeah, that's a good question, Derek. I have an answer for that, and you're not going to like it, but it's kind of my own take on it. So anyway, yeah, by the time I'd come home, it would take me 2 or 3 days just to process her out of my head. And I don't mean out of my head per se, but it was, I had to be very, very specific. There was a lot that I had to do to deal with working through my mother's memories. And they were very mature memories. There are things that I knew that she told me about, things that I remember as a child, things that when I was growing up, that she would, how do I explain this? That there were comments or things that I would be around for when I was growing up. And because of her Alzheimer's and dementia, the barrier in her mind was down. But it's only when she would call up those specific memories and we were talking. Now it's a different ballgame. You can't get her to it's not there. Those kind of things they're gone. Which is laughable when the government asshats try anything with her, because it's just like it's gone, guys. You ain't getting anything. And that's a blessing in disguise. But early on, that was a different ballgame. It was a very different ballgame, and it was very, very difficult to deal with. So it was a hell of an eye opener. I saw how she and my grandfather treated each other versus what I grew up watching between the two of them. And mom's side of different things, different situations that were in her life. It's been a hell of an eye-opener regarding a lot of subjects in my life when I was growing up. So when people talk about, oh my God, you're a psychic, you must know everything, it doesn't freaking work like that. But I am here to tell you, if you are a psychic and you have a loved one who has Alzheimer's and dementia, and they are not at stage 4, and they're at stage 1 or 2 or 3, you still have an opportunity to, hello to the 8 people who are in here. I know it's gone down to 5 and now it's back up to 8. You have an opportunity to where the barrier in your loved one's mind is down. And if they are projecting, and my mom was really freaking good at projecting, oh, Derek, thank you. Tell Desiree I send my love and my prayers. Simon, Nikki, have you ever thought about narrating audiobooks? You have a beautiful voice, just no swearsies. Yeah, actually I have. It doesn't make as much money as you might think, though. But it is an option. I have thought about it, yes. Thank you, I appreciate that. So, and Derek, I will answer your question in just a moment. So if you are a psychic and you are a telepath, because you're a psychic doesn't necessarily mean that you're telepathic, depending upon what level you're at. I found out the hard way with my mom and my mom's Alzheimer's dementia. that that barrier goes down in the person's mind, and it literally, you get them talking about memories and stuff. You will see from their perspective in things, but you better watch out. I found out about a situation that my mother only told one person about. There was a time when Mom had basically stage 3, and a situation arose, and only one person in my family ever knew. And my mom had a reaction. And I saw every bit of it, including my mother's, at that given moment in time, current reaction, as well as her reaction from her past. And needless to say, for me, thank God, there was a psychiatrist around in order to deal with my mother's situation and then to deal with me. Because I had to break down and say, look, I'm a psychic. I do not honestly give two shits if you believe me or not. I know you're into sciences. I understand that. Sorry, I'm wiping the tears away right now. Hang on a minute. And I just found out something about my mother that nobody in my family knew about. And they asked me point blank, is this one of your mother's delusions? And I said, no. And I told them exactly why. And I told them exactly what she was remembering, how she was remembering. I even gave names. I mean, I gave the entire synopsis, not just the synopsis, but in detailed information. And they were like, wow. And I'm like, I did not know this. And they're like, and you're dealing with it very well. And I'm like, but I'm not. Nobody in my family knew. Only my grandmother knew. And my grandmother's long dead. But my mother's having a physical, emotional reaction right now. And she needs help. We deal with me later, but she needs help right now. And we need to figure out how to deal with this situation. So, just an FYI, if that is something where you have, if you have a situation like that and you are a psychic medium and you have a and I just divulged something that people are going to throw horrible hissy shit fits over. The reason why I'm talking about this is because there are, and I can feel it, there are people out there who have or are about to experience this, or who in the future will experience this as a psychic. You need to make sure that first you take care of your family member. You don't take care of you first. Your family member comes first. Your reaction comes next. And you make sure that they are taken care of psychologically as well as physically and emotionally, and all the things that they need. You excuse yourself, make sure that that person is well taken care of. You excuse yourself, get into a separate room, have whatever kind of reaction you need to have, and get yourself some help for it. And I was very, very thankful that the timing that this came about on, there was a psychiatrist on site at the time. They were doing their rounds, which is typical for some facilities. And you need to know that that's important. You need to have a counselor that you can talk with. And because I'm a fast processor, I was able to process it really freaking quickly on the spot. I mean, it took me, by the time I got home, because I think that was one of the days that I had like something like a 15 or 17-hour day with Mom, and that was just one of the many different experiences. That was the one that did me in, though. It took me about a week to fully, about a week and a half, somewhere around there, to fully go through and process it. It still obviously is very emotional for me, because I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't wish what my mother went through on anybody. And then to only have one person know and not have any support, that's a gigantic freaking deal, people. But you got to remember, you're dealing with a specific time period in history where women were not supported in any way, shape, or form, sure, during different situations. And I'm not going to say what happened to my mom, and I don't give a shit. If you ask me in chat, I will not respond. I will not answer the question. But I am going to say this. If you are a psychic medium and you have that ability where you have a family member, you need to be prepared. You need to make sure that, in other words, don't go through what I went through, okay? Make sure that you are prepared, that when that section of their brain comes down and they are projecting images, that you are able, not just able to handle it, but able to put up a barrier. I had to learn the hard way. I mean, I'd put up barriers before, but nothing compared to this. And because this was my mother, and because we were close, that is where the difference was for me in why it was so difficult to create a firmer, a stronger barrier. So I was very, very well capable of doing that with other people, with even other beings. But because I was raised by this person, because I had all these experiences with my mother, and because we were close, it made it much, much more difficult. So be aware. Know that you might have to learn 4, 5, or even 6 different methods that you might have to put together to create stronger barriers, so that you don't become inundated with this kind of a situation and those kind of memories, those kinds of things. Excuse me. Black Dragon, I know how that is, Nikki. My father had it. It was harsh, but I know it was up to me to bring him peace in his last few days of his life. Yeah, I understand that, Black Dragon. Simon, Nikki, we love you. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, very much so, Simon. Appreciate you saying that to me. Thank you. Black Dragon, my energy goes out to you, Nikki. Oh, thank you. I had to deal with it on my own. Yeah, I do understand that. Simon, Dogface, powerful words. Yeah, they are. I don't want people to experience what I ended up experiencing in that way. And so I've got a lot of my mother's memory, not a lot, not like her entire life or anything like that, but I've got many of her memories that were really unexpected to me. Funny enough, none about the book, which probably is a good thing. Even though we did talk about it once or twice, but we never, she never went, the barrier was still up in her mind at that time, so it was never and now she wouldn't even have a clue. She's just not there enough to have. So, anyhow, but yeah, I mean, you learn. You go through these big situations. Okay, so I wanted to answer Derek's question. Derek is asking me, Nikki, why do good people suffer horrible slow deaths? Psychically, this is going to be a hard one for people to hear, Derek. I mean, it's really tough. On one hand, I agree with this. On another hand, I yell, scream, kick, and all of that over it because it really pisses me off. Pisses me off a lot, actually. And I know it's accurate, and I know it's true, and I'm like, seriously, there's no freaking excuse for that. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. Yeah, take that up with the other side. So a lot of slow deaths happen for the reasons of their learning lessons. Not so much for the soul who's going through it. A little bit with that, but mostly for the people around them. Like I know my mom, and oh God, my family's just gonna throw a shit fit when they hear this, but I've avoided saying this outright to them for a long time because it's something that I made the realization over. My mom agreed to do this for me and my son. They were learning lessons for us. And do you know what kind of love it takes? That's a lot of love. That's a lot of love before a person even comes into this life. It's a hell of a soul agreement. So, there are things that I know that I made a soul contract about for me and my kid. Do I know what they are right now? No. But I know I did. Because that's who I am. And my mom was that way too. So was my grandmother. Oh, goodness. So, and then you get situations where you have an unexpected, very quick death. Sometimes that is meant to happen, and sometimes it is absolutely not. Had a situation with where I got a notification from a loved one on the other side, and they were like, I've got 2 children about to die. And I went, what? I about lost my shit over that one. I was like, what did you just say to me? They said, you hurt me. Sorry, I got weepy, and so now my nose is all stuffed up. And I couldn't believe what I was being told. And they said it's not supposed to happen. One of them is supposed to go, but the other one is absolutely not supposed to go yet. And I demanded death show up. I was pissed. I mean, I was like, "Excuse me, this is what," and the soul stood not very far away from death and was near me, and I was like, okay, I need to understand something. This is what I am being told. And the interesting thing is that I'm not just being told by this spirit. I checked it out via others, and this is what they're hearing. And yeah, it was quite the I had quite the conundrum going on, quite the situation going on, and I was like, this is not supposed to take place yet. And it's the first time I'd ever seen Death's book. He actually, I mean, it was instantaneous. He didn't even command it. He did a certain action, and the book just like manifested right in front of my eyes. And I was like, whoa! It was mind boggling to me. And he looked it up and he's like, he was pissed. I've only ever, okay, there's two things that you never want to see. One you want to see happen with death, and the other one you absolutely freaking don't. One of them is you want to see him laugh. It is the most beautiful thing. I can't say it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but it is beautiful. And it is so unexpected. I actually got him to laugh once. I can't remember what the hell it was that I did or said, but something occurred, and he was here in my home with me, with actually a couple of others, and something occurred, and I made a comment. Somebody else, another hierarchy, made a comment, and I became a smartass, and I said something, and he I can't necessarily say he lost it in laughter, but it was the weirdest, coolest, creepiest thing I think I've seen. um, but to see Death laugh, that was really cool. And the other thing you don't ever, you don't ever want to see him get pissed. Oh, that's frightening. That's almost as frightening as having the four horsemen of the apocalypse stand in front of you, having a conversation. Now that was up there. Those two things, yeah. Having Death be pissed off over something that was not supposed to happen, that was about to take place within a couple of days. Wow. You don't ever want to piss him off. Ever, 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 ever. Wow. And he had, I mean, it was taken care of, I mean, within seconds. It was, seconds isn't even the right. He had so many beings jumping to his command. And it wasn't just this one person was going to die. It was this one person, one family member within 25 other people at the same time. It was going to be a catastrophe. And it got stopped. It literally got stopped, and a couple of the hierarchies got their asses in a knot, in a twist over it. I mean, it was like, oh, don't ever get on the wrong side of him, ever. It taught me a hell of a lot. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, I mean, you go from a situation where you've got a family member, where you've got the blockage, you know, the walls come down in the mind, and you go from that to, you know, a couple years later, where you've got a situation where you're dealing with a hierarchy. Death is a hierarchy. Is, in my book, one of the hierarchy royalties. And wow, loved seeing him laugh. On the other thing, I was like, oh my God, don't ever freak him out. Don't ever piss him off. Oh my God. Bad, 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 bad. Don't ever piss him off. And I mean, he took instantaneous action. Within seconds, the whole thing was done and over with, and it was all taken care of. It was a mind bender, and I'm talking for 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I honestly didn't expect to get through an hour and 30. You guys asked a bunch of different questions, and I'm still dealing with a headache, but it's not as bad as it was, and the nausea is nowhere near as bad as it was, so I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. But yeah, I became aware of a specific situation where I found out it wasn't just one person dying, it was going to be 24, 25 people. It was going to be a horrific pile-up car accident. Horrific. Oh my God. I mean, what I was shown was just, and it was not supposed to happen. These deaths were not supposed to happen. And oh my God. I mean, the fact that he'd gotten so much done in, I mean, I don't even think it was 5 seconds. So, okay, I should say it. I don't think it was even 6 seconds, and everything was taken care of. And certain beings, oh my God, did they get into trouble? Wow, did they ever get into trouble? That was how I found out that certain beings don't always do their jobs. That was a hell of an eye opener to me. So learned a lot that day. I also had a number of spirits on the other side thank me up one side and down the other. My name was another way that my name got out there to the other side, because they classified me as the one who stopped it, and I'm like, I didn't even frickin' know about this. If it had not have been brought to my attention, I would never have, and I don't have any idea who these other people were. I just know this one family member. And I was like, wow. I mean, I had no idea. And yeah, it was incredible. I mean, you talk about paranormal stories. That's and there's no way I can prove any of it. There's as a psychic medium, there's a lot of things you absolutely, especially when you're dealing with hierarchies, you can't prove any of this, which is a real freaking pisser, to say the very least. And a lot of times I honestly, I don't give a shit anymore. And it's like, you know what? It is what it is. This is how life is, and people take it or they leave it. And I've been called everything under the book. In the book, under the book, top of the book. The book's been cut in half, shredded. Yeah. So, and I have people in my life to this day that try to, what is the phrase, guys? It's not ghost you, not, what is it when they try to, not disavow, what the hell is it called? Oh, for pity's sake. Where they belittle you and everything that you say. You tell them something that had just occurred, or they were there at the time that something took place, and they later tell you, well, that didn't happen. And you're like, really? Huh. Then how do you explain whatever? Discredit. Yeah, they try to discredit you. Thank you, Black Dragon. I appreciate it. There's another word that I was looking for, but discredit is the most. I was looking for the most current term that everybody uses, but yeah, discredit is the actual. It's the one, and it's not nice. People do that to each other, and there's no need to be. There's no need to do that. We all have our own experiences. Just because somebody can't accept it, do you have to belittle them? Do you have to try to deliberately discredit them? No. Let it go, turn around, walk away. If you don't agree with something, okay, I don't agree with it. And that's where anger and hatred come in. People, it's like we've got to focus on the love. We've got to focus on the positivity. It's hard to do. It's not an easy thing. But you know what? If we do that, if we focus on the love, we focus on the positivity, no matter what kind of shit is going on in our lives, because believe me, I've experienced a lot of shit in my lifetime. You work through it. Black Dragon, Nikki, I trust you. Oh my God, Black Dragon, thank you for that. Seriously, thank you for that. I have stories that I probably will not state publicly that my grandchild will probably write about, that I will probably tell my grandchildren about, and they can write about it after I'm dead. Because, wow, I have got a song going through my head. Holy crap. Oh, don't start this. Oh, no. Okay, so I get, the other side gives me either one of my spirit guides or a specific spirit gives me a song. I call them spirit song messages. Then when I listen to the song at the same time that it is playing with the lyrics, specific words pop out at me, and as that specific word is popping out at me, I receive either psychic vision, psychic downloads, more mediumship words that go with it. I mean, just, oh my God. I get tons of messages like that sometimes. And now the song's gone. See, I didn't write it down. I couldn't even think of the name of it, actually. Yeah, that's always fun. Because a lot of times certain spirits are not allowed to, or certain spirit guides, I should say, are not allowed to tell me specific things, because then it causes a problem for them. They get into trouble. There are some things that they are absolutely not supposed to say because it can alter futures, and they're not supposed to do that to some degree. Anyway, Derek, the Broadhaven Triangle, episode 3 of this Netflix brand new documentary encounters. Oh, good to know, Derek. Derek, Nikki, what is the most mysterious, elusive phenomenon out there in your own opinion? Black Dragon, 99 red balloons. No, that's not the song, Black Dragon. What is the most mysterious, elusive phenomenon out there in your opinion? Most elusive. Oh, I don't know about the most. Okay, so here's something that you need to know about me, Derek, and everybody else. As I clap my hands, trying to think of how to phrase this. I am not a person that has ever been able to say I have a favorite, one favorite of something. Okay. I have always been the woman. Actually, I've done this since my teenage years, early teenage years for that matter, where I have always said, this is my all-time this is one of my all-time favorites. That's usually how I phrase things. Because of the fact that I can never pick out one thing that is a favorite. I've got too many. Now, what I typically do in that kind of situation is I can give you my top 10. That's usually what I do. I'll usually give you top 5, top 10. But are they classified 1 through 5, 1 through 10? No. They're in the grouping, but I've never actually been able to pick out one specific item as a favorite. For example, no, I can't use that. I was gonna say my something my grandmother used to make were German sour cream twist cookies. It's a pastry cookie. It was my favorite cookie that my grandmother used to make. Is it my favorite cookie of all time? No. But it was something that only my grandmother ever made. Mother tried to make it, and yeah, they were good, but they were never as good as my grandmother's. And yet my mom was a phenomenal, the only baked beans I'll ever love, truly love, that are my favorite. And you know, it's a very specific old family baked bean recipe. So German sour cream twists. It's a World War II recipe. Black Dragon. Angel wing cookies. Yeah, it actually, they kind of resemble angel wings now that I think about it. I hadn't even thought about that. They remind me of how you make puff pastry. If anybody has ever made puff pastry where you're constantly putting butter into the dough and folding it over and rolling it down, and then you put more butter in, it's the same kind of thing. You're literally building up flaky layers, but it's not just butter that you're adding in. You're adding a layer of really fine sugar. And I'm not talking powdered sugar, I'm talking about granulated sugar, but it's almost to that powdered sugar level. But what happens is it creates this really fine, flaky, buttery pastry cookie, and it is like really decadent. And it's something that the family used to only make during Christmas. Mostly because the environment on the inside of the home has to be a consistent certain degrees. And if you make it during the summer, you're going to have a nightmare of dough on your hands. A major nightmare. So anyway, but I'm babbling. So regarding my favorite, most elusive paranormal, there's too many, sweetie. Quite honestly, there's just too frickin' many. My first one I think of is Under the Sea. It's not the most mysterious elusive, but it's under the sea. Deals with, I think of mermaids, I think of UFO, under USO, I couldn't think, undersea objects, I know that's not the name, unidentified undersea objects. Anyway, I'm still not saying it right. My brain's hurting. And so I think of that. I think of what people call hollow earth. I think of things like and regarding the hollow earth, I think of things like the what I call underground cities that aren't necessarily cities. I don't know what the hell to call them, and I don't know what they call them. I know there are underground dwellings, I guess is what you'd say. There are many different races of ETs. There are different types of beings. And then I start thinking about things like hidden underground bases. I start thinking about things like the moon. What's going on the moon. I start thinking about things that are in our own skies. And what I mean our own, I mean Earth's skies. I don't mean any one country. I mean our Earth's skies that are invisible to our naked eye, that are invisible to our technology, our most current technology. Okay, I'm going to deal with that later. I think about things of what's going on Mars and Venus, things that I've been told about directly, memories that I've got, things I want answers to, regarding my own experiences. Why have I seen human military on board craft, on board ET ships? Hang on a second, I got something on there we go. It's something on my computer. I was like, what the hell is that? So there are things like that are elusive phenomenon that are the other one is the Yeti. I think about the Yeti. Talk about elusive. Not just mermaids, but the Yeti. And I know the mermaids are real, and I know the Fae are real. Wow, do I know the Fae are real. Yeah, I do understand that, Black Dragon. So there are things of that nature that I want to see answers to. It's not the right word. Since ETs have such high tech, high power, and they know that we are what is called killing Earth via our own human stupidity regarding the seas and what is going on with the garbage, and the fact that some of the Earth's water is drying up, and some of the Earth's seas are being so filled with trash and garbage, and we are not doing anywhere near what needs to be done. To be honest, I'm really rather surprised they haven't come down to say, hey, this is not only are you killing the planet, but you're devastating you're devastating the different populations that are on this planet. Vast different populations on this planet. Okay, hang on a second. I got a situation going on that needs to go away. So, whoa. Used to dream of undersea city that had people in suspended sleep. Yeah. So, we're losing our living water. That's a major conundrum. Very major. Ecosystem, yeah. Very much so, losing our ecosystem. And yet the ecosystem underground is also paying for it in one way or another. I know that. I can feel that. And yet we are being warned repeatedly, not only via the ETs, but by the other side via the, sorry, arm is starting to itch. So if you hear that, that's it's me scratching my arm. It's driving me nuts. So you've got all of that, and it's all negative, but we've got to stay in a positive light. If we don't, and we consistently bring in all of this intense negative and this hate, that hate follows through for generations, and that is really freaking detrimental to populations. It's detrimental not just to humanity; it's detrimental to animals, to mammals, to, I mean, everything that's on this planet. It affects absolutely everything. It affects the frequency. You're dealing with a whole frequency that needs to be shifted and changed. It needs to be turned around, and I think that in many ways that the population that is being born now, those that are born in the last 5 years, I think that they're going to be the ones to start making some of those changes. Do I know that for sure? No. It's a gut feeling that is, it's part intuition, but it's also part of what I'm already starting to see via people that I know that are having children right now. And I find that fascinating. So we've got to bring the positivity back in and change up the frequency of this planet. It's pretty damn important. Because if we don't, what I was shown in the last couple of years regarding downloads of what I was shown, some pretty frightening stuff in the next 1 to 400 years of this planet. Wow. And we do not want to live like that. The only way that I can describe it as is, the movie Demolition Man. It's the only way that I can even remotely come close to describing it verbally. However, if I get an artist that comes to me and does the drawings for me of what I have seen, or a digital artist that does what I have seen, and I describe in detail of what it looks like, people would be horrified. And it does not have to follow that timeline. We can change that timeline now. But you have to have a lot of people willing to work at that to do it. And that's the thing. A lot of people are not willing to do that. And that's really sad. I mean, we've got to take the initiative. And those of us that do have the ability to take that initiative, we need to empower other people to do it, to follow through so that it goes down generation after generation. Look, this is what we've got to do. This is how we've got to maintain. So like we had the 1999 into the 2000 gigantic issue with the computer systems. Well, look at what's going on right now. Look at how many people are becoming survivalists. They're going back into farming again. They're going back into home farming. They're going back into homesteading again. So, I mean, that's a big deal. There are reasons we are doing that. It happens about, every 24 years, 25 years or so. So just take a look at the timelines. Let's turn the negative into a positive. And it can be done, but we all have to be willing to do our part in it and to teach the next generation or the next couple of generations down. Black Dragon, not just the frequency of people, not just the frequency of the planet, but the frequency of the universe is at stake. Yeah, it goes way beyond that, but people have to think of, people have to think of the shorter term than that, Black Dragon, because if they go that far out, then it becomes overwhelming and people can't handle that. At least from what I have witnessed, a lot of people can't handle that. So it's like, okay, what can I do in my daily life? How can I make this work for me? And then you yourself, not you, Black Dragon, or you, Derek, but I mean, the general you. You work on that and you become an example to others. And that's how you go about doing it. You become an example and you talk about it with others. One feeds others, who feeds others, who feeds others. It's a process. Derek, early 1850s was last great global reset. Yeah, that's about right. So, on that note, I am going to go because the back of my head is starting to kick in again, and so is the front of my sinuses. So, I think I need to go eat and get some vitamins down and see if I can alleviate some of this headache, because this is starting to go back into a migraine. So, guys, I'm really glad I got a chance to do this. I didn't honestly expect to. It was real frickin' iffy. Like I said, I've had to cancel out of a lot of different things to even make this work tonight. And I tried a lot of different things, so it's pretty cool that it took place. So thank you for sticking out for 3 hours with me. 3 hours and 8 minutes, or almost 9 minutes. I thank you. And I hope you have a really good morning, day, evening, and wee morning hours, or whenever you listen to this again, or listen to this for the first time, or share it with somebody. Take really good care of yourself, guys. Many blessings to you. Derek, good night to all. Late Horror Show Radio. late horror show radio for me. Oh, got it. Black Dragon, sweet dreams, Nikki. Black Dragon, much love and respect to you all. Derek, I'm surprised Dave Scott said last night was top 10 interview. It didn't, isn't it? Oh, I loved last night. Last night was really good. I really appreciated it. It was definitely up there. Don't know about top 10, but it was definitely up there. Good night, everybody. Take very good care of yourselves. Flip the script. Change the negativity in your life to positivity. Find the positive. I hope to talk to you next week. Take good care. Bye-bye.